Then we're back. Tier 1, Mexico City. Everyone's favourite track. Wait for everyone to ready up and then we'll get into that qualifying action. And then as qualifying's going on, we'll read out the standings, drivers and constructors. After last week, it's getting a bit close, a bit feisty up at the top. Hope everyone's doing well. I don't know if anyone's in the stream yet. If you are, hello, hello. Hello, Yatin. Alright, who's going to be the first out?
Oh, it's dry weather here. Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, we can see what the pace of tier 1's like. Now it's not wet anymore.
Yeah.
I've just muted.
Just all wet there.
There we go. Oh, there's a Red Bull coming out. Is that Red Bull? No, that's a Williams. There's a lot of cars coming out. I forgot that all the bad teams are by the pit exit. Mercedes coming out, Alpine. See that? Trent is the Mercedes that's come out. Chesney is still in the pit, so it's got to be the Alpine of Kieran. It is.
It's also Constella, I think, coming out.
Constella would be coming out, yeah. A lot of people coming out. Yeah, everyone will be doing the first flying lap as soon as they can. But as people get onto their first laps, we can go on board. Let me turn on the spectator menu. Right, as we're going on to track with the Williams, I believe it was Paul. No, not Paul. It was Michelle. But as we go on to that, as we can watch this lap from him, as he starts in a minute, we can go over the standings for Tier 1. As after last race, Campa beat out Clipzy in Belgium, and now he leads the championship by 5 points on 86 to Clipzy's 81. Kieran in P3 on 58. The reserve of Steggy, I think he's been booted out to the basement.
Yeah.
Is on 49 points, so he's down to P4 now. Unfortunate for him. Lucas Champion making a bit of a charge on 47 and 5th. Chimp in 6th on 46, Michelle on 46, Paul on 45, and Ben Crook on 44, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, and 5th. All within 3 points of each other, so it's very tight. Trent's had a bit of a bad round last week. It's on 35 points. As we got a few drivers now all starting their laps, but that's the top 10 in the drivers. And as for the constructors, as Chesney Reese already invalidates after the first sector, Alpine lead the way on 102 to Haas's 95 in P2. Williams on 91 and 3rd. Racing Bulls in 4th on 86. So the top 4 really quite close. Alpine pretty dominant at the moment. Sauber in 5th on 68. Mercedes 65 in 6th. Ferrari on 49 in 7th. Red Bull on 47 in 8th. Aston Martin 42 in 9th, and McLaren having the worst season in HOR with 8 points. So McLaren really looking for a comeback drivers. Clipzy banker 14.9, pretty quick as he has been sweating this out. So if he doesn't get pulled, then he has bottled this one. Jenga Boy comes across the line on a 15.779 and Michelle on a 16.130. As people come up to the line, there's an Alpine, and I've completely missed because I have no idea what the controls on this keyboard are. Chesney, which comes into the pits after an invalidation. Campa goes P2 with a 15.0, so another good lap. The top 2 in the championship, top 2. Paul goes P3 on a 15.345 as well, so that's a good lap from him. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Chesney Reese, Trent, Kieran all into the pit after probably an invalidation on the first lap. As Chesney Reese now, never mind, it's his brother.
Pulled as well.
Chesney Reese.
From his lab.
Yeah. Redzi, the newcomer in Tier 1, 15.542, P5 for him, that's great for him.
Not
Silver,
bad.
P6 on a 15, and Flatbread
wow.
goes 0.3 quicker on a 14.638, and that is the basement for Flatbread after this race.
Is he reserve?
Let's have a look.
I think he is.
I believe he
not.
is.
Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, yeah, he is. Oh, no. Oh. But what a lap. 3 temps up already on Clipzy, who's leading the championship, so very good lap.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
That is absolutely criminal for your first one. He's never sent a message in HOR.
He hasn't.
He's never sent a message. He's just been
He's
tagged
just
in
come
a lot.
in, gets provisional pole, and yeah, just gonna call it a day after.
Yeah, 100%. Let's have a look at the. We can see if he's a reserve in these drivers. Flatbread, wherever he may be.
Yeah, I checked.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yeah,
is he not?
He is. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, I thought so.
I checked. Yeah, because I hadn't seen him before.
I recognise the
he's
name,
raced
but
before.
it must have been from another league.
Well, he's raced before here, so.
He might have. Yeah, that's probably where I've seen him before.
Yeah, a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say the name rang a bell, but
yeah, same. I did sort of remember.
It's the McLaren of Constella goes P7 with a 15.545. Quite close. Top 3.
Not bad.
Well, no. Second and third, within just over a tenth of each other. Then the 2.5 tenths back to Paul. Then the 10th back to Chesney. As Lucas Champion slots in P4 with a 15.184. Not too bad of a lap from him. As the Alpine of Chesney, he's gonna start a flying lap. Not too sure if anyone's actually on a lap at the moment. I believe Hugo is. He is 10 seconds up on his time. Hugo is on a lap, running the chrome liveried McLaren up to the line, draining the rest of his battery. What can he do? It's a 15.865. Sticks him P11. So not the greatest. That is worn tyres and around Mexico. They would be overheating.
Paul
so
goes into the pits. He's just given up. He's gone into the pits.
Yeah, Paul's had enough of those old scrubs tyres. He'll be looking to go again on a fresh new set of that soft compound. Mr. Chesney, what can he be doing? 28.0 for the first sector. Says he's purple, but I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah, I don't think he's Chesney again.
Not even Chesney as the driver. I just don't believe that's a fast enough sector. As he invalidates again.
Oh, he's invalid. Yeah. Never mind.
Let's see what he would have done if he doesn't come into the pit. He's barely got any battery left. It's a 56.748, so not a bad middle sector from him, but he did go off the track. Let's see if he completes the lap. If he doesn't, then we'll never know what Mr. 1995 can have done.
Yeah,
as he does finish his lap. I'll check Gribic in a second. There's a 16.1 from Chesney.
Oh. Not bad. Clipsy's also on a lap, but he's pulled in Sector 1. I think he was probably lost too much time.
Yeah, he probably had a little bit of a slide and he's decided not to go again. There's the Williams of Michelle or Michael, I don't know which really one it is, comes through the second sector. 56.77 was Chesney's middle sector. What is it? 15.5.912 from Michelle in the middle sector. So it's not a bad split from him, as he does go a bit wide into the for assault. As he comes round the Peridilata now, up to the line, draining the rest of his battery. What can he do? It's a 15.498, so it sticks him P7, so not bad a lap from him again, as Clipsy's going to start another flying lap on those used set of tyres. The only two on the lap, I believe, as Chesney invalidates again, but he's got his battery off anyway. So he's not having a great round. A great round is Chesney. He's got 100% battery. He comes into the pits. He did invalidate he did invalidate again, but he was on a cooldown. I'm pretty sure. Trent through the first sector. He's on the lap now. 27.55.
That's really good.
So yeah, the purple sector from Chesney was not accurate at all, just as I said before. Trent's gone 2.5 tenths quicker. Through the middle sector, he's got about 30% more battery than Chesney as well. Up to the line come a few drivers.
I saw someone spin.
Yeah, that's in the middle sector.
Trent.
That was Trent.
I think
Nice one, Trent.
Yeah. It's Campa on a lot. Yeah, Campa. Oh, Clipzy down 1/10.
Clipsy's down a
Sector 2, I
10th.
think.
He is on worn
Yeah.
tyres, so it makes sense. It's through the middle sector, round the final corner comes Clipzy, up to the line. Can he improve? Is it a 14.5? No, it's not. It's a 14.7. He finds a 10th, but it's not going to be enough of provisional pole. Flatbread is he's looking good. His pull is 800ths of a second up in the first sector. 16th in the speed trap and purple in sector 1. Yes, Chesney, you're just
Josh
that good.
goes P3.
I completely missed that. 15-0 from Josh.
Wow.
That's he'll be happy with that. He'll be happy to get into the 14s if he can on that final run, but he'll be pleased with that one. As up to the line comes Lucas Champion to start his next flying lap, as the RB of Campa is a 10.5 up. What can he do up to the line? 4/10 improvement, sticks at P2 with a 6.81. Half a tenth off flatbread, so he'll be very happy with that after all the sweating he's also been doing for this track. As Paul now goes P3 with a 14.911, so that's a great finish from him. As the Mercedes of Redzy starts a flying lap. Up to the line comes the Aston Martin of Flatbread, and into the pits he comes. Mackie just starting a lap as well. As I've just missed.
How much time is left?
I have no idea. I've got a caution in 2 and 3, and I can't see the timer. I reckon it's about 7 minutes.
Chimp is down 6/10 in sector 2. So, yeah.
And Kieran sticks at P5 with a 14.951, so that's a good lap from him. As we can go on board with Chimp as he comes up to the line. He's got 30% battery. It's a 7/10 improvement, sticks at P4. He's got probably about a 10th if he uses the rest of his battery, so he'll be looking to go potentially for provisional pole if he can get his lap together. As Chesney and Trent, about right.
P1 to P6 is just 3/10. That's really close.
Yeah, this grid is one of the closest we've had so far.
Yeah, wow.
For a while, yeah. Someone's going to end up in a basement.
Probably.
Yeah, 6 minutes left. See what Hugo Skywalker can do. He's just starting another flying lap. Is Silver on a lap? He's 8 cents down in the first easy. He's on a cooldown. Kieran as well, through the sector on a cooldown. So it's just Mr. Skywalker on a lap through the first sector. 60% battery left. He's going to drain a bit through this remaining bit of that first sector. It's a 28.197. He's barely up on his time. Let's see what he can do through this middle sector.
I think he's invalidated though.
Oh, he has invalidated. Yes, I completely missed that.
Yeah.
It must have been through the first bit of the S's of Solana. But everyone coming into the pit, and now we're getting to the boring bit of qualifying where we've got nothing to talk about, so we've just got to waffle for 3 minutes.
Yeah. So we can predict who's going to be the first person to get booted.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I reckon it's got to be Campa or Clipzy, hasn't it?
Yeah. One of them two, or even Flatbread at this point, because he's just come out of nowhere.
Flatbread won't get kicked this soon because he's only done one race.
Probably not.
So people will be like, he's probably sweated this one just to get there. Yeah. Clipsy's been consistently quick. He's just not the cleanest driver to race. So he's got like 8 penalty points, I believe, is Clipzy, off the first few races of the season. Let's have a look. Where are penalty points? Dun 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 dun. Penalty points, here we go. Tier 2, Tier 1, he is on 8, yeah. The first 3 races of the season he's been on 8 and he hasn't got one since. Probably because he's been so far out of the front.
I think somebody's going out for a lap now.
Yes. Redzy's coming out. Redzy's already out. Mackie is also out. As the other Mercedes of Trent, he's going to try and get his first flying lap of the session in.
Jatton just off his pace, but Trent and Chesney still haven't set a lap, so yeah, definitely worse.
Yeah.
Everything going wrong for Trent so far.
Yeah, Chesney and Trent not having the best time around Mexico. Neither of them said it's a good track for them. So,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't expect Trent to be P17.
Yeah, no.
He hasn't done a lap. He should stick it about. I want to say he'd do it like a 15.0, 14.9, but it's Trent. He's prone to that spin, as we saw in the first lap before and Abu Dhabi last season when he was bottled the championship.
Also last race, he also spun.
Also last race,
he
I
was
caught
like,
that on stream as well.
He was I think for a podium, and then he just spun randomly and then retired.
Yeah, Trent, he was on for a great result, and he just lost the rig completely, and he's ended up halfway out of the track. So
I think that championship still haunts him to this day.
It's definitely playing on his mind. He wants his revenge, but he's not going to get it this season, not if he drives like this. He comes up to the line to start his final flying lap of the session, unless he invalidates and he has to go again halfway through, but he's got 2.5 minutes to do so. As Paul now comes out of the pit lane, Clipzy halfway through the track, as well as Redzy's going to start a flying lap as well. Second sector, he's 200s up, so not really impressed. He's bucked off, he's had enough. But he's not going to gain any battery back because he's on reduced harvesting, so that's going to be Redzy done. I'm pretty sure. He's completely gone.
Oh, is he backed out?
He's backed out, and he's not gaining any battery because the game's shite.
He might as well just give it a try, though.
Trent a 28.0 in the first sector, so not a great run from him.
Yeah, no.
He's going to carry on the lap. He wants to get one on the board. Chesney now comes out for his lap for his final flying lap of the session. Let's see if he can stay on the track this time. As Trent invalidates. So
he needs to save up quickly or he's not going to be able to get a lap.
No, he's not getting that battery back. He's had enough. He's gonna come into the pit and he's gonna be done. As Clipzy through the first sector he comes now for his final flying lap of the session. Early on the power, a lot of battery used in the first sector. What can he do up to the first sector line? It's a 27.738, so it's a decent first sector from him. 200s, almost 300s up on his time. As Jenga Boy now off the track.
Goes off. Yeah.
As he doesn't invalidate, but it's not going to be a great first sector. It's probably going to be a 28 something or other. 28.8. Yeah, he's a second down.
Yeah.
So that's Clipzy.
He's gonna.
Clipsy's on the lap. That's Josh out of contention for it. Paul just starts his final flying lap of the session. Same as Campa. Going to get a nice slipstream from Paul. Through the second sector comes Clipzy. He's a 10.5 up. He has no battery left to use though in his final sector. It just depends how much he can recharge through the grandstand section. Round the final corner comes Clipzy.
Can he do it?
Up to the line, draining the rest of his battery. What's it going to be? Is it provisional pole? Yes, it is with a 14.468, 3/10 pound.
What a lap.
Flatbread's going to be fuming with that. He wants his pole back. He's going to go again just as he starts his final flying lap of the session. But that's a very quick lap from
Campa's down
Clipzy.
110. Yeah. Campa's down 110.
Campa's down is probably all of his times in the middle and last.
It'll be really, really close. Pulls up in sector 1, so I don't think he's going to be able to improve.
Yeah, through the middle sector comes Paul. Can Stella retires on the session. He's completely had enough. McLaren's looking a bit pooey again. There's a 10.5 up his Paul through the middle as well.
I think Trent set a lap. Yeah, he is. He is trying to set up.
17.0. He's still dead last.
It's not enough.
As through the final sector comes Paul up to the line. He had a 10.5 into sector 2. How much time has he found in the last sector? It's a 14.837. He lost a 10th. I was looking for Paul. Campa's given up. It's all on Flatbread. He's marginally down in the first sector. He's got to push through the second sector, and it's looking a bit iffy. Through the S's comes Flatbread. What's he up in the middle sector? P4 goes Kieran. 200s up his Flatbread. He needs to find 2/10 in his final sector. It's another Clipzy pole position. House driver's he's been very quick, but Flatbread's got that purple middle. Through the final sector comes Flatbread. What's it going to be? Is it provisional pole? Clipzy comes into the pit. It's a 14.452.
Oh my god!
Finds a 10.5 in sector 3. Flatbread takes provisional pole.
That's insane.
Can anyone disrupt it? As Michelle's at 8 seconds down. Lucas Champion's on an outlap. That is a fantastic lap from Flatbread.
I think Lucas Champion's moved into P7 or something.
16 thousandths of a second separates the top two in qualifying.
What a lap.
Flatbread is nailed the final sector.
So close.
Clipsy's going to be absolutely fuming with about 7 hours or 8 hours of practice on this track. Flatbread's probably turned up about 5 minutes ago out of E-Series, and then he's just plonked in a 14.452. That's a fantastic lap. You can't fault him. First sector looked a bit mid. Second sector he found half a tenth. Final sector he found just over a tenth of a second. It's a fantastic lap for him.
Yeah,
but Trent and Chesney, 16-0 and a 17-0. Trent's season goes from bad for worse. The McLarens of Constella.
A game's gone for him.
Game's gone. Trent washed.
Yeah.
Sweaty, 100%. But there's your grid for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Flatbread picks P1, Clipzy P2, Campa P3, Kieran P4, Paul P5, Silver P6, Lucas Champion P7, Josh or Jenga Boy in P8, Michelle P9, Constella 10th, Yatin 11th, Mackie 12th, Hugo Skywalker 13th, Chesney Race 14th, Red Sea 15th, Chesney's brother in 16th, and Trent a second off the pace of the back of the grid in P17. So he's going to be looking for a redemption arc, but very, very close qualifying. The top two 16 thousandths, 2 tenths between
finding the gap
third and first.
Between P1 and P2 is like nearly impossible.
Yeah, you can't fault either of them for that. That is a They're both fantastic.
They both
laps,
did an amazing. Yeah, exactly.
I guess Flatbread is just better at driving.
Yeah, is Clipzy gonna send it in turn 1? I mean, if he gets a chance.
There's going to be front wings go flying, 100%.
Oh yeah. I mean, tier 2. I was watching it at the back. Yeah, not the best experience, but I somehow overtook like 7 cars in lap 1. So, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, no start of the grid is ever fun. It's always carnage. You can't expect a clean start unless you're in like a top PSGL tier or WR tier or anything like that, and even then there's still end plates going flying half the time. As we're waiting for everyone to choose their strategy and their tyres, you can see the crowd are going absolutely mental for the start of this Grand Prix. 16,000 between the top two.
Hard and mediums, yeah.
Yes.
Just the same.
Yes, it should be a one-stop.
Because it was wet, so. Oh.
No, it might be a two-stop. Medium, hard.
Wait, no. Yeah, no. Oh. Yeah, probably.
Because Mexico, there's a lot of tyre wear, a lot of overheating on the hards are OP around here. You might see quite a few people starting on hards. As we start, we've got 3, 4, 5 red lights for the Mexico City Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go as Flatbread gets away well, as so does Clipzy. Top 2 getting away very, very evenly. You can see Clipzy side by side with Flatbread. He has the run up to turn 1. He's going to use the rest of his battery. Flatbread takes it into P2. Is he going to send it around the outside? He's going to sit behind. Clipzy keeps P1 into the first corner.
Carnage. I've seen murder at
between
the back.
Chesney.
Yeah.
No.
I think it was a Mercedes there in Aston.
Yes, it would be the Mercedes of Red Sea, because Trent got through and then came back.
Yeah, definitely. As wheel to wheel with Jenga and Chimp. Not much aside from that. Oh, yeah, there's more contact with.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Constella's having a bit of an iffy start. Stays P9.
Oh, and seen Mackie just nearly go into the wall. Oh, this corner was way wide.
As they settle into their races, Flatbread looks to
the gap from P3 to P2 is already a second.
Yeah, the top 2 are going to run away in this one. Campa's had a bit of an iffy start. Flatbread's just going to be looking to keep behind Clipzy, and you can see the pace difference between them.
Oh, and there's just bumper cars at the back.
Ghosted. Yeah, there's no one looks like they're using lane play. It's a 20-0 first lap from Clipzy. About 3-4 tenths of a second off what can be considered a good first lap. But no end plates going flying, no safety cars off the first lap, so it's not been the worst start. As Mackie's going to look for a move on Yatin down round the outside. Yatin goes round the outside, Mackie down the inside. Yatin, he's going to have to give the position up to Mackie. Bit of a hesitancy on the exit. Yatin's going to go back for a move on him down the inside, or round the outside, so he's going to have to send it down to third gear. He's made it stick. He's going to go down the inside once again. Makes the move stick. It's a fantastic overtake from Yatin. But now he's over a second behind Ken Stella. So he's going to have to use his battery in this middle sector to catch up. With the top two already a second clear of Campa.
Wow.
Really running really high wings, they must be. Campa's probably going to gain on the straights, but in the middle sector and final sector, it's not gonna go his way.
Chesney was praying for no terrorism, but he's down in last place and has a huge gap, so definitely not the best start for him so far.
Yeah, Kinstella's been mudded as Clipzy does an 18.447. As Kieran moves up to P3, Campa's first few laps isn't great. Kinstella does fast lap with an 18.446. And a lot of moves going on behind as Silver now gets past Campa. He's been double overtaken, or triple overtaken.
What is happening there? I mean, yeah, it's the DRS.
The qualifying merchant is back. For the top two, it's been 3 laps and they're 1.7 seconds clear. As Redzi gets a penalty already.
Definitely not a good start for Redzi to the league.
No, not a great introduction for him, but it was a decent qualifying.
Chimp.
Chimp has a bit of a whoopsie. He's sliding all over the place. His rears are very overheated. As Campa, what's happened to Campa? He's almost a second.
The DRS.
Over a second.
It's just the DRS probably. He lost it in the main straight, so that cost him a couple of positions.
He must be running quite high rings. We can see what he can do on the main straight. He goes off again, yeah. So he's not got really a lot of downforce in that car.
Probably.
The top two
gained 3 positions.
Yeah, Gremix had a fantastic start.
Yeah, very good start.
All you want to be watching at the moment is these top two.
Constala's in the wall.
As Constella retires.
And he's retired again.
So McLaren season, one driver's D and Nathan with the others in 15th.
Goes into the wall, retires from the session.
Flatbread takes the lead of the Grand Prix as well.
That sounds about right for me.
2 seconds between the top two now. Clipzy gets the motor to P2 as Flatbread goes for a move with the DRS. That double detection zone. Clipzy not great on his battery management, but neither is Flatbread at the moment. Yeah, both draining just to get ahead.
Look at Kieran. Kieran's even worse. He was at 8% on the straight.
Yeah, Kieran's trying to drain the rest of his battery to get up to the top two, but it's not going to happen because he just keeps going wide. It's not going to work for him. Constella, he's just dropping off. He's 5 seconds off the back of the grid. I don't know what Chesney's doing, but we'll just have to leave him to it. He's just gonna be hoping for a safety car.
He doesn't even have an end plate broken. And Redzi's off. He's spun. Coming out of the S's, and he's just completely lost the car.
Redzi's introduction to HOR goes from bad to worse. As Chesney is now not dead last. We're looking at the comeback of Chesney, the GOAT of HOR Racing. He's coming back. Mackey's made a mistake as well. No, is this the Delta or is this just? He is on the back of Mackey, so Mackey's made a mistake. He's lost an end plate. He's got wing damage. So Chesney goes through into P14. The comeback is on, ladies and gentlemen.
Trent already in P11 somehow.
And Trent's had a great start after a horrific qualifying, but he'll probably be on a penalty in 2 laps' time. The amount of times
time will tell.
He invalidated every lap in qualifying.
Yeah, I don't know how he's not on a penalty already.
So he's prone to going off the track, is Trent.
Not bad. But what's happened to Campa as well?
Paul's bringing the gap back down to the top two. 1.7 it was at the start of the lap. At 1.3.
It's really close.
So Paul's race pace is looking fantastic at the moment.
Is Flatbread gonna go for another?
He doesn't have a lot of battery. The top two, Flatbread's on 70%, Clipsy's on 45, Paul is on 16. Trying to drain it all to get back up to the top two. But he's going to get absolutely swallowed up on this main straight. 6 tenths the gap between him and Kieran.
Losing the car. I'm just watching him. He just keeps losing the car. So I don't know how he's keeping it on.
Yeah, the top 7 are fully clear. Trent's going to have trouble gaining back on Jenga Boy. As Paul now demoted to P4, Kieran takes back P3. how much time is Kieran going to lose on this lap now? Paul did a fantastic job getting that gap to 1.1 seconds. And now it's back to 1.6 after Flatbread has DRS. And he's going to go for it again on Clipzy. Clipzy on 14% battery. Flatbread on 20%. He's going to stick behind for another lap. He's just playing it safe. Hugo's, yep.
He's given up as well.
Yeah, McLaren.
Yeah. Disaster.
We don't need to talk about McLaren season. Their 8 points is going to stay in the single figures after this one.
Only 8 points?
Yep.
So they're going to keep it.
In 6 races, or 7 races now, they're still on 8 points. As Kieran's actually getting to 2 tenths on the top 2 this lap, so Flatbread's kind of just sticking behind, recharging his batteries. Clipsy's using on every exit he can to make sure he sticks ahead of Flatbread.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a few penalties, I reckon, around here because the first sector is
now 1 second. He's 1 second.
Flatbread's made a mistake. Flatbread's into the pit.
Wait, what is he doing?
He's going to go for a medium hard strategy. He's going to look for a very, very early undercut because I believe.
How's his tires looking? Oh, everybody's on mediums besides Jatin, who's on hards. So.
Yes.
And Mackie, but he's just pitted as well. So. Now it's just going to be dominoes.
Yeah, Flatbread going to look for an early undercut.
Yeah.
Very early undercut. The medium should go to about lap 10.
Lap 10? Yeah. Oh!
What's
I've just seen
top?
Tall murder. Oh my god!
Completely missed that.
On the straight, on the back straight. I've just witnessed murder side by side, and Kieran spun. I think Paul's just murdered him.
All I heard was I was looking at.
Yeah, no, I was so shocked because it was on the straight.
Looking at Flatbread here, a massive scream, and Paul gets up to P2, and now Kieran's down to P5, but...
Yeah.
Paul now has 2.8 seconds to Clipzy, so what was 1.6 is now 1.2 seconds more. So Clipzy looking to run away from Paul.
Who's in the wall? Somebody is in the wall.
It's Lucas Champion.
Lucas.
Yeah. As Clipzy comes into the pit, so he's going to try and cover off Flatbread's undercut. Is anyone going to follow him in? Redzy gets a 3-second time penalty once again, so that's already
Campa
6 seconds for him. Paul takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Kieran gets promoted to P2. Jenga Boy up to P3. Clipzy into the pit. Yatin overtakes him onto the main straight. Where's Flatbread going to come out? And he comes down the main straight. It's going to be very close for him. He's going to stay ahead, yes.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah, really close though, so...
Yeah, so Clipsy's really... I don't know what's happened on Flatbread's outlap, but he has got warm tyres now. Clipsy's going to be on cold hards for about a lap. So let's see if Flatbread can pull away. And the driver's running in P1 and 2, and now 6th and 7th as Paul has a 1.8 second buffer to Kieran, but Clipzy and Flatbread have already pit. So they're going to have a big gap between the rest of the grid, both looking for that medium hard, which I said at the start. Because the mediums don't last long.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a quick look, because I wasn't really paying attention, but I just looked at them and they the wall. Oh yeah. Paul just turned it on the straight.
I'm sure we'll see that in the reports later.
Yeah.
There's already been quite a few tickets from Tier 2.
He goes for an overtake.
As now Jenga Boy into the pits, probably for a set of those hard compound tyres and the kicks out by that ugly green cars. Flatbread sets the fastest lap with a 17.803. So about 6 tenths clear of what Clipzy did on that medium stint. So those hards looking great pace. As Clipzy 1.3 seconds back. So with those dirty cold tyres, said what's going to happen has happened. As Flatbread's pulled away.
Little ERS as well.
Clipsy's not great as the ERS management. He's made a bit of a mistake on his outlap, and with cold tyres, it's not going to help him. 1.4 seconds I gap down to Flatbread, so Flatbread now the one with it all to lose.
I think Campa gained as well there, because when pulling Kieran pit, I mean, he's going to probably be back into P3, so
he
good
did,
strategy.
yeah. He's lost it now.
A very good strategy, I think, so far.
He did lose the time that he gained on him. Back to 4.2, but Clipzy now almost 1.7, 1.6. You've got 10% battery compared to Flatbread's 36. And Flatbread now going to get DRS from the lapped car. Is that a lapped car? No, that's Chesney ahead of him. He's already caught up. He's going to get DRS. Clipsy's been caught, but he's going to gain the time back with the DRS advantage from Chesney. He comes into the pits after giving Flatbread that DRS. Clipsy's going to be absolutely fuming that he's got that close and Flatbread's already got away again. As the gap's going to keep increasing, 1.2, 1.3 by the end of the straight. Through the first sector they both come.
Oh yeah.
Which one's Gremic? He changed his name.
Michele.
Ah!
The guy that you call Michelle.
Michelle. Close enough. Appears on finishing the wet tier 2 race and asking my brother for a dry setup. I've been provided with a setup that is for a track that is absolutely not Mexico. That's unlucky, Chesney. That's why he's so slow. He's got no damage.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's not a Mexico setup. Or it is, and it's a wet setup. That's unfortunate for him, but Paul continues to lead as Yatin now 7 seconds off the back. Flatbread 1.4 off the back of him, Clipzy 1.4 off the back of Flatbread. So these top two really showing their pace once again, well, provisional top two should I say. Is anyone going to extend us for one stop as Paul comes into the pit? Kieran's going to carry on for another lap. His tyres are going to be almost fully dead. It's now across the line comes Yatin, Flatbread and Clipzy to start lap 11. 1.5 seconds as Flatbread got DRS again? He has not, but he's 0.5 of a second behind Yatin. Is Yatin going to let him pass, or is he going to hold him up for Clipzy, his teammate? That's something to take into account here. Flatbread's 30% battery, both are draining, but Flatbread's got that slipstream. He's going to have to send it or be at risk to Clipzy. He's going to try to go around the outside. He's looking for a switchback, but Yatin parks it on the line. Great defense. He's going to do the same again. He gets better traction. He's holding him up for his teammate. This is great battling. Parks it on the apex again, and now Clipsy's caught all the way back.
Yeah.
Fantastic teamwork from the two Haas drivers. Yatin really helping Clipzy get back into this race. Holding him up, parking on the apex. They are teammates, they're both in Haas.
Oh. Okay.
Flatbread's going to get DRS, but so's Clipzy now. And it all depends as Flatbread now gets past and Yatin's let Clipzy past. So it was all the teamwork.
Really good teamwork.
That's fantastic from Yatin. Clipsy's, if he doesn't thank him after this race, then he needs to be booted out the league entirely, because that is absolutely criminal if he doesn't say something thank you for that, because he was completely gone. 1.6 seconds.
So look at Paul though. He's all the way into P9.
Yeah, Paul did pit.
Unless he can use those tires better, because they're fresher than the ones ahead, but yeah, that overcut did not work. No,
he's going to have to get past as quick as he can. He was almost 3 seconds off the back of Clipzy and Flatbread, but as Clipzy now takes provisional P1 in this race as Kieran carries on for another lap, 6 seconds between him and Clipzy. Flatbread 4 tenths behind. Clipzy once again no batteries. Lucas Champion's given up as well. 3 retirements in 12 laps. At this rate, half the grid's going to be done of this race. His younger boy sticking in P7. Average race for him. Will be P6 after Kieran pits, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. As Chesney moved up into P14. He can say he's beating Constellar Hugo and Lucas with that smelly little setup that he's been provided by his brother who shafted him here.
Yeah. Oh, somebody off track. Yeah, Flatbread went a little bit off track. Going into the stadium.
Flatbread goes a little bit wide, but he's still going to have that DRS on Clipzy to gain back that time.
Kieran pits finally, but he's cost them any chances of a podium, in my opinion, because
I mean, hard tyres
lose so much time.
If he can keep him on, hard tyres can go to the end from here.
Yeah, probably, but it's a 2-stop, so it's obligatory, something like that, if I remember. So
yeah,
doesn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, as Flatbread gains back all the time he lost in that final section, have a little sliding off track. 5 tenths to the gap. He's going to have double detection zone again. Clipzy saving a little bit of more ERS than he normally has. As Gremic's going to have not DRS, he's going to have a slipstream and ERS on Campa.
Chesney has a little moment coming out of the S's. Bins.
A little bit of a wiggle
Yeah.
for Chesney race as well
I think
through the first sector.
Jatin is just holding everybody up.
Yeah, Yatin's doing a good job to
Very
provide
good.
Clipzy with a comfortable buffer. Seems like Austria in the F1 Esports series a couple of seasons ago when Alfie Butcher won his first race. As down the inside now goes Campa on Yatin. Finally got through, but Yatin's going to try and get it back on the outside. He's going to have to park on the apex now. He gets a lot better traction. Yatin will have DRS, but he did start on those hards, so he's got a few more laps to go at least. As he comes into the pits now, yeah. DRS for Paul behind. No, not Paul. What's his name? That's Gramick. As Paul now sets his fastest lap without DRS with the 17.706, so his pace is looking fantastic. Flatbread had the previous fastest lap, which was about a tenth slower, but he did have DRS. And Paul without DRS has now just set the fastest lap of the race, so he's got great race pace. Just a shame he didn't put it together in qualifying. There's 6 seconds now, the gap between the top two. Something's got to be said. As Clipzy, this is what, fourth race running where he's been in a fight for the win pretty comfortably, it has to be said. Don't know where he's finding all this spare time to practice. But Flatbread will have a lot more ERS than Clipzy. 50% for Clipzy, 70% for Flatbread. Coming down through the stadium section. I apologise for calling it the grandstand section earlier, I completely forgot what it was called. There's now onto the main straight, 4/10 the gap now. Flatbread really sticking through that middle sector, the final sector and middle sector. He's going to have DRS and ERS. Clipsy's going to be draining as well. He is already draining, almost the same battery, about 5-6% difference. As Mackie gets a 3-second time penalty, I didn't even see Chesney Reese get one. As down the inside goes Flatbread into turn 1. Clipsy going to look for a switchback. He's going to have to play it patient, get a lot better exit here. On the exit of the S's, of Mrs. Solana, slipstream, but Flatbread's got that DRS to carry him a bit further away from Clipsy's grasp. As his championship protagonist, Campa, is 6.5 seconds off the back of them. So Clipzy really solidifying his championship contention here. As I'm not too sure who won it last season. I've completely forgotten who won it last season.
Was Paul? Yeah, it was Paul.
It was Paul. Okay. So last season.
What round is this?
This is 7. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, with 3 races, I think
Clipzy is going to be able to battle it out without getting booted, as well as Campa, perhaps.
If he's going to get booted, it will be after this one. If he doesn't get booted after this one, he'll stick out the rest of the season and probably not be on the grid next season.
Just battle it out. Yeah. That was Kieran. Moving past Trent.
Where can I do that?
I mean, the gap now is 7 seconds.
so.
Yeah,
It's just going to be a DRS train until the end.
So the last 3 tracks are some of the worst 3 on the calendar. So it's going to be a royal challenge for Clipzy to keep this momentum going through those final couple. As Campa now comes through the first sector, as Gremick 0.5 of a second off the back of him. He's going to have DRS once again. But Campa's just losing time because of the DRS. Yatin retires. Clipsy's teammate. He's done enough.
Helped his teammate, and
he has.
Yeah.
He brought him back into the race win because it was all on Flatbread. But yeah, Yatin's done a fantastic job.
Chesney's spun again.
Chesney is now 40 seconds off the back of the grid with a what isn't a Mexico setup.
He's about to be lapped by Clipzy.
Yeah, he's got no downforce. He must be on like 10-0 wings or something.
Fuck me.
He also got no wing, if you look. He's got no end plates on both sides. So I don't know why he's hanging on exactly. Fair enough for not calling it a day.
Oh yeah, yeah, that wouldn't help. Bad setup and no front wing.
Paul's back in the battle for P3 as well, so he's caught up actually.
He is. Jenga Boy, even though just Jenga Boy gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits warning. It's all between these top two at the moment though, 7.2 seconds. As we're almost halfway through this race. This is a very long race. I don't like Mexico.
Yeah, it's pretty 6 laps. A lot.
This is not Monaco with like 38 or something.
Oh, Gremic has a moment. And
Gremic has a little bit of a wobble. He's gonna let his teammate Paul pass, as Paul does have that big pace deficit to Campa.
Yeah,
if anyone can catch the top two, it is Paul. I believe Kieran potentially going for a one-stop strategy. Oh, and Kieran's any chance of what it could have been a win with that one stop has probably been bottled. Now he's got that 3-second time penalty, so that's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, but it's obligatory to stop anyways. Can't really do much.
But the top two really flying away. 8 seconds now the gap between third place. As Flatbread's going to go for a move on Clipzy into the first corner, as Chesney's been lapped.
Poor guy.
Not his fault. He's just driving what he can. He has gained 4 seconds on the back of Mackie. So at this rate, he's going to catch the back of Mackie by lap 34. The top two really dominating this Grand Prix. This is where some questions might need to be said about the future of contention between, especially Clipzy, because this is the fourth race running, as Chesney gets a 3-second time penalty to add on to his wounds. As Clipzy almost outside that 1 second to Flatbread again. He does have almost double his battery. 1 second the gap, 7/10 now. We'll shot up to 1 second for a split moment. But through the exit of the stadium section, Clipsy's going to have DRS and about 10% more battery than Flatbread. So Flatbread's not going to fight this one. It sends it down the inside way before the corner even gets to them. 8.5 seconds now the gap between Campa and Flatbread in P2. As Trent's just driving what he can. He's up to P8. He did start P17, so it's not a bad comeback from Trent. But he'll be hoping for a bit more. But he is 5.2 off the back of Kieran. Does have a 3-second time penalty, same with Jenga Boy, so he might be able to finish P6. He'll be able to finish even higher if there's a safety car. But it's not looking like it's going to be, because there's been quite a few retirements. Paul now 3.5 tenths off the back of Campa. As I've been left alone on comms, as Nitro had to leave. So now we're here alone for the last. Oh, he's back again.
No, I'm back. Wait, no, yeah, I do have to go. So yeah.
Yeah, you're all good, bud.
Thank you very much. Thank you for keeping me in here, and good luck. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you in a bit. Let's now round the final section sector. Once again comes the top two, as Flatbread's almost out that 1 second window, as I have been officially left alone in the comms booth for the remaining 16 laps of this Grand Prix. 8 tenths. It's going to go back down to about 6 tenths of a second between Flatbread and Clipzy, almost 5.5. But the top two's pace looking very strong. Nice apex is hit from Flatbread, gains another 0.5 tenth on Clipzy. Paul now gaining a little bit on the top two, 7.7 seconds now between them. It was over 8 seconds before. Paul's pace looking significant compared to people around him. Arguably the fastest man on track at the moment. No DRS, and he's gaining on the top two. Let's see what he can do by the end of this Grand Prix. Is any safety car going to come out though? That is the question. Only 13 drivers remain in this race. We've already had 4 DNFs. Both McLaren, 1 Red Bull and the Haas of Yatin after he held up for his teammate to get back into this race, as Clipzy was about 1 second, just 1.5 seconds off the back of Flatbread until Flatbread got up to the back of Yatin, and there was a bit of bit of silly bollocks through the first sector into the second sector, which caught Clipzy back up, and then he let them both go. So great teamwork from the Haas drivers. Well, the Haas driver, Clipzy, absolutely loving what he would have been seeing. But now 5/10 gap between him and Flatbread, and we can move on back to Gremic in P5. I apologise for calling him Michelle. 7/10 between him and Campa, as Paul keeps the gap practically the same, even though Flatbread had DRS. So he's got fantastic pace here with Paul. As Trent now comes into the pit for another set of the hard tyres to go to the end from here. Looking for a bit of an undercut on the rest of them, as Mackie gets another 3-second time penalty. Is down the main straight comes his teammate of Redzy. It's not going to be a great introduction to HOR for Redzy, unfortunately. Car looking a bit too compliant, down to second, the bit of hesitancy on the throttle. But the top two really flying away in this race. As 7.5 seconds. Paul, his pace is looking absolutely fantastic, but the top two, they've been untouchable for this whole Grand Prix so far. They've run away on lap 3, and you can't fault them for it. There's another two Ferraris running 8 and 9. Alpine looking on for okay points. I didn't even know Alpine were leading the way. So after this one, it's not going to be a fantastic one from them. After the championship lead, I believe is going to be under threat. I believe is under threat. As I mentioned it at the beginning, but I completely forgot what the standings were. As we can go back and we watch the battle between the top two through this middle sector. As we go back to the constructors, as Alpine, yeah, they have a 7-point lead over Haas. So as it stands, Haas should take the championship lead in the constructors. Williams on for pretty decent points in 3rd and 5th at the moment, so they'll be looking to challenge Haas. I believe Clipzy alone gets about the same points. There should be 10, 28, and he gets 25, yes. So Williams will be 1 point behind Haas as it stands. Let's see if anything happens. As Campa, unfortunate for him, his championship challenges for this race especially go from bad to worse. As Clipzy and Flatbread have been sweating. As Paul comes into the pits for a fresh set of the hard compound tyres, and so does Jenga Boy, and so does Chimp. Down the exit. Is he going to cut the pit lane, or is he going to keep it within the white lines? He's a very smart guy, is Paul. So you can't blame him. You can't fault him, sorry, for staying within. He knows the rules. Some people forget the rules like that. Very close from Chimpa. I think he should just be fine as the top two. As you can see how comfortable Flatbread is within the dirty area of Clipzy. He's sticking within 3-4 tenths consistently. I don't know if Flatbread's just got significant pace over him, or if Clipsy's making a few mistakes through that middle sector, but he's sticking with us. Both come into the pit. 1 and 2 in this race, both come into the pit at the same time, so no one's going for any ballsy strategy calls like last time when Clipzy came in. He has come in a lap earlier. Flatbread coming in, boxed a lap before Clipzy on the previous pit stop, as Flatbread does gain on Clipzy in the pits. See what both of them can do. One in the pit exit, sticking right behind. Kieran now takes the lead of this Grand Prix, but it's not going to stand because it's a mandatory 2-stop. So Clipzy and Flatbread both completing their pit sequences, as Chesney, Redzy and Kieran and so both Chesneys, Redzi and Kieran both have to pit. All four have to pit still. There's 10.1 seconds now, the gap between Clipzy and Kieran. We can see how quickly that comes down. As Flatbread just charging his battery. Clipzy, as usual, not great on his battery management, but his pace is okay. As Redzi gets another 3-second time penalty. He's not having a great first race in Tier 1 of HOR. 4 seconds down on his personal best lap. He must have gone quite wide. 9.7 seconds now the gap between Clipzy and Kieran. As Kieran cuts the pit entrance. No, that wasn't Kieran. That was Chesney. Is he going to retire? Is he going to carry on? If he carries on, then he's going to get another penalty on top of what he is. He is going to carry on. Did cheeky little bit of a cut. I thought that was Kieran. As Flatbread now going to try and send it around the outside of Clipzy. He's going to have the inside for the next line, and then Clipsy's going to have the inside. Round the inside, good battling between the top two. 16% battery for Clipzy. Flatbread still on 30%. So the top two keeping it quite far away from each other. Don't want to cause any late race incidents between them. Neither want a penalty. Both want this race win. It's going to be a shootout in the last 10 laps for this Grand Prix victory. Clipzy, after winning 2 in a row, lost out to Campa last time out in Spa, and he's looking for his 3rd win of the season as Redzi retires from the session in the pit lane, so that's not going to be a safety car. Chesney, after everything, almost rescues a point, and let one more retirement, it isn't him, and he would have rescued a point on what isn't a Mexico setup. As now the gap between Flatbread and Kieran, 7.3 seconds. So 2 seconds, just over 2 seconds between Flatbread and Kieran on that final lap. It's a 16.253. It's a good lap from Flatbread to take that fastest lap of this Grand Prix. As Clipzy now almost a second behind Flatbread again, but he's going to gain it all back. He didn't even get DRS. Clipzy did not get DRS down that main straight. He just drained the rest of his battery. I believe Clipsy's running quite high wings. As you can see again, there's no DRS on the back of that Haas. 3.5 tenths up in the first second, gained all of his battery to keep on the back of Flatbread with his lower wings, which explains why Flatbread can keep so easily with him in the middle sector. After all of that, Clipzy gains so much on the straight, but can Flatbread gap in this middle sector? He's got the same battery as Clipzy, but he's got higher wings. 0.8 the gap. Clipsy's going to get DRS, he's going to gain a bit back. It will only be about 1.5 tenths, if that. It's Flatbread through the stadium section, purple middle sector, fastest middle sector we've seen so far in this race. Round the final corner, he comes up to the line. Clipsy's going to stay just within DRS. Is it another fastest lap? It is not another fastest lap for Flatbread. Clipzy can't set it either, so it's going to stay in Flatbread's hands unless Paul can have anything to say with it. He's a second down. It's an 18.693, so not a great first lap from him. As Clipzy now takes the lead of this Grand Prix. The top two really just a cat and mouse at the moment. Back and forth, 4.8 seconds between Clipzy and Kieran. Question is Kieran going to try and hold everyone up? Well, hold Clipzy and Flatbread up, but look at Paul. 6.5 seconds the gap between him and Flatbread now. It was 8 seconds about 10 laps ago, so he's bringing it down slowly. It's not going to be enough. He needs to gain about 0.7 of a second each lap to even have a chance of catching up to the top two. About 8-9 tenths if he wants a chance of overtaking them. But through in the middle sector, the top two come once again. You can see how easily Flatbread's how easily he's able to keep with Clipzy through that middle sector. You can see how much higher his wings are without having to look really any deeper into his setup. It's through the stadium section. Both drivers come now. Clipzy goes a little bit deep. He's going to have a better exit. Flatbread's going to have a better exit through the final corner. He's going to have a lot of battery. Clipsy's draining it all once again as Kieran finally comes into the pit. So what I thought about him holding up is not going to happen. And you can see how much lower Clipsy's wings are. He's draining all of his battery though, to be fair. Flatbread doesn't see it as a threat. Clipsy's got 20% battery. I don't know why he's fighting it so hard, because Paul is gaining on them. As Jenga Boy now promoted to P4, Campa stays in P5, looking for a little P4 from Jenga Boy as Kieran comes out. P7, almost behind Trent. He is behind Trent, so that's going to be P8 for Kieran. As he gets back at Trent through the first sector on those fresh medium tyres. So he's going to take those to the end. He's going to be a lot quicker than Trent. Trent 17th to 8th, though he can't be too mad with that. Only thing he'd be mad at is his qualifying session. Kieran going to be looking for that fastest lap of the race, and how much can he catch up to the back of Gremick. Clipzy now 0.3 of a second ahead of Flatbread as Chesney gets another 3-second time penalty to add to his troubles. Paul kept the gap the same to the top two this time on this lap, sorry. 6.9 seconds, was about 7, just over 7 at the start of this lap. Jenga Boy looking to catch up to the back of Paul. With the top two is Flatbread's going to go for it on Clipzy. Clipzy's still draining all of his ERS. So is Flatbread. He's got DRS and Slipstream. He's going to send it already. He's got nothing left. But Flatbread's going to try and send it round the outside. He's going to make the move stick. Clipsy's going to look for a move back on him, but he's going to have to stick behind for this lap. How much is he losing in the middle sector? He's got no battery compared to... I think Flatbread had about 4 times Clipsy's battery. It's about 3 times now as Mackie leaves the session. He's completely had enough. He did retire a few laps ago, but he doesn't think there's any bother of sitting in this Grand Prix now, which is fair to him. Now it's all about Flatbread trying to gap Clipzy in his middle sector with his higher wings, with his significant battery advantage as well. As Clipsy's regaining a bit, as Flatbread's outside, he's gapped Clipzy by a second. Does Clipzy have DRS? He does, so he's going to gain it all back, but through that final sector, can Flatbread get it back over a second? He's got quite a lot more battery than Clipzy does. And Clipsy's going to have a cleaner entrance into the stadium section, but the higher downforce of Flatbread's going to help him as Clipzy has a little bit of slide, and that's not going to help his troubles. But Flatbread has finally got away from the threat of Clipzy behind, and that was all Paul to catch Clipzy. As Flatbread with that sets another faster lap of the race with a 17.070. Clipzy with his lower wings is going to catch back up to the back of Flat. Well, not up to the back of him, but he's going to gain. Neither of them have any battery. Flatbread wanted to get away. Clipzy wanted to stick with the back of him. And through the final corner, not final corner, the first sector, comes Flatbread now. It's going to be just over a second. As Clipsy's lower wings is going to help him catch back up to 9/10 again. But through this middle sector, Flatbread has a significant pace advantage. Clipsy's lower wings isn't doing it any justice, as well as his battery management. Paul now 8.3 seconds to Clipzy, so the top two really pushing their hardest. But you can see the downforce difference between the top two just as I switch between them. Clipsy's having to force the car through. Flatbread's having a breathe through that middle sector. Even within dirty air of Clipzy, he looks a lot smoother than Clipzy did in clean air. And he's nailing that stadium apex every time. Clipzy has a bit of a wobble. 1.3 seconds now. It's probably going to be about a second as Clipzy had that wobble didn't do him any justice. He might have just got DRS beforehand, but that little bit of a slide he had through the stadium section, it's not going to do him any favours here. As Flatbread now comes up to the first sector once again. Clipzy 8/10 off the back now. He's going to have a great first sector to keep and stay within. He's going to have a great middle sector. Trent's trying to catch up to the back of Kieran, but it's not going to happen because Kieran is on those medium compound tyres. Kieran hoping to catch to the back of Gremick. But the top two is Trent now gets a 3-second time penalty, so what he could have done, Silver might even get him now. As through the middle sector comes the top two once again, and you can see how much easier Flatbread has it. Clipsy's really pushing, so is Flatbread. Neither of them have any battery. I don't think Flatbread had the easiest lap. That's going to be all on Flatbread to lose now as he keeps Clipzy without that 1 second window. I think Clipzy might have just got DRS now. If Flatbread's going to get away on the exit, but did Clipzy get DRS? He did, just about, so he's back in this Grand Prix. I agree, Chesney. I think Kieran should retire. He's had enough. If Clipzy, you can see the lower wings. He's already caught up to the back of Flatbread. Within one straight, he's going to go for a move down the inside. Is it going to be clean? It's going to be clean at the moment. As Flatbread parks on the apex, he's going to be ahead again for this middle sector. He's got it all to do once again with double the battery of Clipzy. As Paul now having a bit of a train of Jenga Boy and Campa behind him on those older tyres. And the top two still fighting it out like rabid beasts, could be said. A 4/10 Flatbread gap Clipzy in the middle sector, but Clipzy gains it all back on the straights with his low wings. So Flatbread made a little bit of a mistake on the previous lap to let Clipzy back in. Gremix now also catching the back of Campa. He's within that 3-second window. As Chimp's also 2.2 seconds on the back of Trent. So Trent's looking to lose another position, so it's going to be P17 to P9 provisionally for him. One more DNF and Chesney's going to be back in the points, as I said before. And there's a yellow flag in the first sector between the Ferrari of Chimp and the Alpine of Kieran, as I don't think Kieran... Oh no, it was Trent, sorry. Trent made a mistake. Lost 3 seconds and now Chimp's ahead of him. As Clipzy now through the middle sector, he's not gonna gap Flatbread, but he does everything on the straight as Clipzy. As Campa now gets up to P4, Paul and having a little fight for the remaining podium place. Down the inside goes Campa. He does have that 3-second time penalty, but he might be looking to get it removed as Paul tries to stick around the outside. He might do a Max Verstappen. He's going to keep it behind. Jenga Boy watching it all unfold in front of him. Paul just going to stick behind through this middle sector again. Flatbread sticks right on the back of Clipzy, as he does every time in the middle sector due to his higher wings. But you can see the struggles he has on the straight, as he does have 80% battery compared to Clipzy's 56. He is on reduced, so he's saved a lot of battery through that middle sector. He's going to have a lot more. Clipsy's going to use about 30%. Flatbread also turning it off. It's just going to be DRS and slipstream. He's going to try and send it. Is he going to? No, he's going to keep it behind for another lap. He knows he can stick within the middle sector. If he can stick close enough on the final lap, he'll be able to get Clipzy. As Paul now 5.5 tenths on the back of Campa, so Campa got through on that previous lap. Paul's going to be looking to get back through. Jenga Boy looking to get through on both of them, but he does have a 3-second time penalty, so look, at the moment it's looking like Paul's going to get the remaining podium position. Flatbread sticking right to the rear diffuser of the hat in front of him. Clipzy not looking too comfortable. Campa's flicking the steering in, not what you want to be doing on this game, especially in the race. Paul looking a lot more comfortable. Jenga Boy just kind of watching both of them fight in front of him. He knows there's no risks, especially he has that 3-second time penalty. Campa looking now on the back of Jenga Boy. Just under a second the gap as Flatbread really just stuck to the back of that ass. Is he going to try and get ahead of him, as both of them have a lot of battery. Both have been saving. Clipsy's going to turn on the overtake, so is Flatbread. I think Flatbread turned it on a little bit earlier. He's going to keep it on. Clipsy's going to try and let him go past. But battery off, Clipsy's lifting, DRS games are being played. Through the middle sector, is it going to be enough? That's just not where you want to be if you're Flatbread. He might be able to gap in the middle sector if Clipzy makes a mistake, but Clipzy playing DRS games on the main straight. The racing line really helping him. Flatbread, I don't know which assists he runs, but he looks strong all race long. It'll be unfortunate if he doesn't get this victory. First race in HOR, pole position by 16,000, some fantastic pace throughout this Grand Prix. As Flatbread's looking to push away from Clipzy, but it's not going to happen. Clipzy a lot of ERS and a lot lower wings than Flatbread. So going on to the final lap of this Grand Prix, you gotta pray that Clipzy doesn't make a mistake. You gotta pray that Flatbread has just enough to stay ahead. On to the final lap, the top 2 start. Esports sweat lines now. As Clipzy's gonna turn ERS, DRS slipstream on. Flatbread's got no battery left to contend with it. Clipzy's gonna send it round the outside. Flatbread's gonna look to the inside, but he's not gonna get the move. Both drivers through the first sector keeping it clean, but Flatbread's got no battery. Clipsy's still got 40%. He didn't turn the DRS on for that double detection zone. How close can Flatbread stick with Clipzy through this final sector? Is he going to look for a move at any point? At the moment, it looks like Clipsy's got this in the bag for his 3rd Grand Prix win in 4 races. Good for the championship, good for his future, not so good for his future in HOR though, as he really has been sweating out this game recently. As DRS for Flatbread, but it's not going to be enough to do against Clipzy's high wings. As through the final sector comes the Haas driver Clipzy. Can he keep it clean? Can Flatbread find anywhere to send it? Through the stadium section, the fireworks you can hear for the Haas driver Clipzy. Round the final sector as Chesney gets another 3-second time penalty. On the exit of the final corner, it's going to be Clipzy that wins the Mexico City Grand Prix in a tight battle throughout the whole race as Flatbread 0.3 of a second the gap between him and Clipzy. Clipzy really got all to thank to Yatin. Otherwise, Flatbread would have just carried on getting away. Yatin really putting Clipzy back in contention because Flatbread didn't make a mistake this whole race. It was Yatin and Clipsy's low wings that got him that in the end. As Paul finishes P3, Williams 3 and 4, so that's going to be them ahead of Haas. I believe it is 33 points for them and only 25 for Haas. So they should lead the constructors, should Williams. Flatbread P2, as I said, Paul P3, Gremic P4, Campa P5, Josh Jengaboy P6, Kieran P7 after his penalties, Silver P8, Trent P9. I completely forgot who was P9, and P10, sorry, and P11 was Chesney after having the wrong setup the entire time. As you can see, the cleanest driver was Flatbread. Race winner Clipzy, fastest lap Flatbread as well, so that's an extra point for him. Fantastic race from the top 2. 7/10 difference between the fastest laps, so Flatbread had a lot more pace than Clipzy, but Clipsy's low wings keeping him in that Grand Prix. And here's your final, the two brothers 10th and 11th. Redzy P12 after DNFs, Mackie 13th, Yatin 14th, Lucas Champion 15th, Hugo Skywalker 16th, and Constella 17th after a DNF on lap 1. So it's unfortunate for him, but fantastic racing from the entire grid. A few collisions here and there, but fantastic battling to watch. Frustrating for Flatbread to not win that Grand Prix after this significant pace advantage that he had. But yeah, I've just got word as well that Clipzy was on 2 warnings for almost the entire race. So he's done well not to get a 3-second time penalty, otherwise it would have been absolutely bottled. But 13 seconds the top 2 win by. 13.6 seconds between second and third. But as I said before, it's fantastic racing. You can't fault Flatbread. It's his first race. Clipzy now 3 wins from 4 races. We'll see what the FIA and the board have to say about that. See if he gets booted to the basement just like me and the rest of the people in the basement. But thank you everyone for joining in. We appreciate everyone that's dropped by and showed support. And we'll be back next week at 8:30 for round 8. Thank you all. See you later.